Hello, welcome to 4-Minute Film School. I'm V from the A-Team. Have you ever wanted to shoot a product video like this? Or this? Or this? Well, today I'm going to show you how to light it. Let's go. You've probably seen a lot of product commercials in your lifetime, and some of them could look a little bit complicated, but they don't have to be, and that's what I want to show you today. Let's take a look at the first setup. Our first product is sunglasses. My sunglasses, in fact. As you can tell, sunglasses are reflective, and that's exactly why I wanted to use them. We wanted to double down on that reflection by doing a piece of black plexiglass. And when you place your product on that, it creates a double reflection, an upside down mirror. Any lights outside, any windows, black them out. Even put up black flags right next to your camera. The main lights that we have lighting our product are these 2-foot quasar tubes. When the product spins, you'd be able to catch the reflection on both sides, but also cross-lighting a product like this allows there to be darkness in the middle, so having a little bit of a higher contrast ratio. I also introduced a 120D2 with a light dome mini right up in front and to the right of the product. I wanted a nice circular light so that that reflection could be circular. The light dome mini also has these spikes that come out all over the edge. So I took gaff tape, black gaff tape, and I placed it all over the edge, and you can really focus on that reflection instead. Now remember, when you're doing product video, there needs to be a reason why it's a video and not a photo. In this case, we put the product on the Lazy Susan so that we could have a little bit of motion. Now, if you're thinking, I can't afford quasars, you can just use these. These are $10 light tubes from Home Depot that you can replace, and they'll look pretty much the same. So our next product is this. It is hand cream, and I picked it because it is still reflective and you still have to deal with reflections. This is your basic top-down shot. Top-down just means the camera is directly above the object or the subject of the frame. How are you gonna light something if the camera is blocking your lighting? Well, your lighting has to be big and it has to be soft. Otherwise, you're gonna catch the camera shadow in your shot. In this case, we had two 300Ds aiming straight up at a 4x4 bounce board, but really you can use any type of lights you want. These are at 23% power, so we're not even using them to their full capacity. As long as you bounce it and it's soft, it's gonna create a nice even surface for you to work off of that has no shadows. It's not super reflective, like for example glass, but it still does have a reflection that you have to worry about. If I were to just lay it flat like this, it would have an uneven reflection. So in this case, I raised one side of it and the reflection is a lot more even. If you want a simple, nice, clean, shadow-free top-down shot, this is the way to go. Let's see it all come together. For our last setup, I wanted to feature an upcoming Aputure product, the 300X Light, and this. This is a Syrp slider genie. And what's awesome about it is that you can pre-program the start point and the end point, so it automatically goes back and forth. You can get a really, really cool parallax effect. So this is our product, the 300X Light. We lit it with a 300D2 with a spotlight attachment as our key light, and that allowed us to have really nice shadow fall off all along this rounded edge right here. We want to highlight the front element as well. So for that, we introduced a regular 120D, just with its regular reflector, just pinging off the front at an angle. So you can see those ridges in the Fresnel. Hard light is awesome for products because it's not a face. You're not trying to make someone look good, you're trying to make a product look good. Whenever you're shooting a product in an environment, maybe yours is a burger in a restaurant or a bottle on a beach, you have to find some way to isolate it from the background so that it stands out. Here we are using a shallow depth of field. We are also using the parallax of the camera, and we're using lighting. In this case, we have our rim light is a 120D2, and it is up high so that it's not actually playing in our scene as one of the lights that you see practically. And we also use these barn doors to close it up a bit so it wouldn't flare in the camera. When you have a really busy background like this one, all of those details can get muddled together and the lighting can be quite flat. So in order to break up that background and break up that darkness, we have a 120D2 here with barn doors. Because it's a hard light, those barn doors are gonna close up and create a slash across the background. To add even more visual interest to this background setting, I have 8 of these MC lights. They are color adjustable and they're magnetic, so you can just stick them to whatever stand. Your background has to be dynamic. So throw a light there, whether it's Christmas lights or a work light. All right, so let's just see this whole shot put together. Whenever you need to shoot a product, the first thing you look at is, what is that product? And what's the best way to shoot it? Then you decide, how are you gonna light it? Number 1, make sure that you take a look at the reflections. If it's a reflective product, any light you shine at it is going to immediately show up on the surface. Number 2, shadows. If you're doing a top-down, make sure that if there are shadows, you want them. If you don't want any, you're lighting with a large, soft source. And number 3, if you're doing environmental, make sure to take a look at the background and how you can separate your subject from that background. That's it. Those are 3 product shots that I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a like. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go and subscribe to it. It is literally the click of a button. This week's comment question, what is the coolest product shot that you saw? And I'm not talking about in a commercial. I'm talking about a film, a TV show, a music video. Let me know for a chance to win an Aputure M9 light. That's it. I'm Valentina. My social media handles are down below. And till next week, bye.